If you ever had a defensive coach of a professional or college team, Alex, say to you, hey, Alex, I'm not going to let a single down happen. I'm not going to let anybody on the offense even get a single yard. You would laugh them off the field, right? Like they would not be a coach in that level. They wouldn't say something like that. It's preposterous. In fact, winning football, without being John Madden here, is scoring more points than them, which means limiting the actual damage that is done. But it doesn't expect to have no damage. It doesn't expect a shutout. It expects to be able to limit the number of downs and the number of yards to keep them from actually succeeding at scoring points, right? That's the goal of this. And so when we think about security, we go out there and talk about stopping everything. That's ridiculous. That is ignorant, and it would not fly. And I think the point is we have to start thinking much more like, how do I limit the downs? How do I limit the damage? How do I limit the blast radius? How do I stop the impact from being greater? Additionally, the other challenge is you'd never have a defensive coach that doesn't actually understand how offense is played. And yet here we are defending as defenders in cybersecurity, and we don't even understand how offense is played, how the threat actor is going to threat act. You know, Alex, I think you have to come up with a lot of these, how we deal with strategy of cybersecurity. What's your take on how we strategize not to be that ignorant coach?
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. You know, I think the complexity of a cyber defense, program and strategy is difficult. It's difficult to just kind of fly in blind and try to figure it out. Everybody loves standards, and what you'll see is that the NIST standard around cybersecurity defense is pretty substantial, and it's a good stepping stone and kind of guide on how you need to look at your cyber defense framework and how you kind of run that system. The real advantage there is for each of the the NIST strategy framework: identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. All of those particular points and pillars are ways that you can either interrupt the threat actor's activities or make sure that you're able to recover as quickly as possible from a recovery standpoint. So it's it ties very closely into the cyber kill chain, which I'm a big fan of. With giving you kind of multiple places to look to make sure your defensive strategy is kind of robust and covering the right things.